Let's go from one holy valley in the Himalayas to another. From one Char Dham to another. From the home of one god to the home of another. Let's retrace the path of sages and saints of yore who carried the holy waters of Ganga from Gangotri to Lord Shiva's temple at Kedarnath. Let's brave one of the most dangerous passes in the Garhwal Himalayas. Let's revisit John Bicknell Auden's discovery, Auden's goal. Uttarakhand, here we come.
As a team, we wanted to attempt a really tough high-altitude trek. A few options came to mind. Auden's Col was one of them. It was remote. It was inhospitable. It had deep gorges, deadly glaciers, and debris of glacier past. The more dangerous it appeared to be, the more it appealed to us. So it was decided. Cross Auden's Col and reach Kedarnath. It's a pass connecting Rhydhun Valley and Telangana Valley through the ridges coming down from Gangotri 3 on the northwest and Jogin 1 on the east. The conventional route to approach this trek has two passes, but we wanted a little more adventure, so we decided to go via Patangini Dhar. That means enter Kedarnath Valley, climb Patangini Dhar, get down into Rhydhun Valley, cross over Auden's Col, Khatling Glacier, Mayali Pass, and then finally reach Kedarnath.
An extra day was spent in Gangotri for acclimatization. The camp on day 1 was at Bhoj Kharak. Day 1 saw us make our way through a dense forest of pine and cedar trees. In 2 hours, we were past the tree line of poach trees and some easy terrain followed.
Walking to Camp 1, we took about 4 hours, so it was a nice gradual gradient. We walked through forests of poach trees. Okay, and that's why this campsite here is called Bhoj Kharak.
Gaining a height of about 700 meters on day 1 was great news. We set up camp at Bhoj Kharak. The Kedar Ganga was flowing below us and another tree line lay above us. Lunch was followed by some welcome rest, then tea and a small acclimatization climb. Dinner followed and then we all played games by the bonfire. Next day, Members seemed to have recovered from the fatigue of the previous day and trotted along fine. The majestic Thalai Sagar and Brigupant peaks came into view once we got past the initial steep slope.
Going from Boj Khadak to Kedar Khadak, it's about an hour's walk so far. We've already gained about
200 meters.
Quite a lot for 1 hour's walk, I guess.
A herd of mountain goats, bharals, welcomed us to the valley. After a fair amount of easy gradients came the first hurdle.
We are about half an hour from our next campsite. There's a landslide that happened just ahead of us, and there's no straight route from here anymore. We're trying to search for different routes so that we can get around the landslide, trying to go above it or trying to cross the river below it. But so far we're just searching for the route, and as you can see, there's a whole train of people behind me stuck trying to search for the route now.
Luck favored us. We found a way past the landslide area 200 meters above. The bharals greeted us once again. Kedar Khadak was a much nicer campsite. It was a lovely green grass meadow with a Kedar Ganga flowing beneath. A short uphill walk in the evening refreshed one and all.
This is my first big expedition ever in my whole life. It is been a surreal experience actually so far. The sights are absolutely mesmerizing.
हम कुछ बोल नहीं सकते अभी कि वेदर कंडीशन क्या बोलता है हमें, उस हिसाब से हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. अभी हम केदार खड़क में हैं. मॉर्निंग वॉक केदारताल जाएंगे. केदारताल से रिटर्न केदार खड़क में रुकेंगे. फिर इसके बाद हम पटांगनी धार स्टार्ट करेंगे.
Day 3, going for acclimatization walk to Kedartal and back to Kedar Khadak campsite.
We are almost 15,000 feet above sea level, and everyone is fine, doing great.
The route, which traversed through meadows, glaciers and moraine, was not something we expected to encounter. The next couple of days were to be the most crucial days of the trek.
Okay, it's day 4 and we're at Kedar Khadak, and from here we're going to Patangini Dhar base today.
The route to the Patangini base started off with a gentle slope till we came to a stream that we needed to cross to get on the main slope. What looked like a normal steep climb from the Kedartal campsite turned out to be a dangerous climb at a 70-degree angle all the way. The picturesque Kedartal Valley, Thalai Sagar and Brigupant peaks along with the various tributaries flowing into Kedar Ganga, could be seen from here. It was a beautiful sight. But what was not pretty was some of our porters were not to be seen. 4 porters had refused to continue. They did not want to risk climbing the ridge. But we persisted. We shifted our campsite up by a few hundred meters. The thinking was it would save at least 2 hours the following day while climbing Patangini Dhar. While we were relaxing, we were hit by a hailstorm. The climb to Patangini was always going to be difficult, but the shortage of porters only compounded it. That is when Uttam, the cook, decided to go back to Gangotri to recruit more porters.
This is day 5. We are at the base of Patangini Dhar, that is Patangini Kul we are going to pass, which is around 5,100, and we are now at 4,700 meters. This is a very crucial day because this is the first pass we will be crossing out of 3. When we came here, we had to build this campsite from the scratch. That's why very few people cross this pass. I think ours will be one of the very few teams which will be doing all 3 passes.
The incline was steep. Though the Patangini top was always in sight, it took us all of 2.5 hours of concentrated climbing and quite a few stops to get there.
First goal achieved of the expedition. We are on Patangini Dhar. We started at around 8:45. We walked for about 2.5 hours today to reach on top of this. We are at about 5,000 meters, and you can see part of the Patangini Dhar behind me. We had the first glimpses of Auden school from here.
As the name suggested, the top was literally like a knife-edge ridge that separated the Kedar Ganga Valley and Rhydhun Valley. After the worship ritual was conducted, we began the descent into Rhydhun Valley. The slopes of the Dhar seemed never ending. The route traversed through extremely rough, loose scree and steep terrain. But the reward was a great campsite. It was a mesmerizing view of Jogin on the left and the Gangotri group on the right, along with Rhydhun facing us.
So this is day 6 from Dhabba campsite. We've climbed down from Patangini Dhar yesterday, and everybody's just coming out of the tents, catching the first rays of the sun. It was an extremely cold night. It was completely covered with frost in the morning when we woke up. We've decided to take a break today because it was quite a difficult descent, and hoping for a nice warm sunny day the whole day and relax and enjoy the day, and then go for renewed energy tomorrow.
Everybody enjoyed the rest day, with the weather god smiling upon us. But Uttam did not return that night. The next day, to save the situation, Ramesh too decided to go back to Gangotri to get a new set of porters.
लीडर साहब ने एक दिन का मतलब हमको रेस्ट दे दिया था, जिससे मतलब हमको बहुत ही अच्छा लगा.
डब्बा कैंप से भी रुद्रगढ़ बेस कैंप
तक जा रहे हैं हम। डबल लोड फेरी मार रहे हैं और यहाँ मेरे 4 पोर्टर जाने से हमें डबल लोड फेरी मारनी पड़ रही है।
Unfortunately, that day, one of the team members, Mangesh, started to show signs of altitude sickness and decided to turn back. It was the first camp at a glacier. Everyone desperately waited for Ramesh's return.
आइए साहब।
Finally, at 8:30 in the night, Ramesh came back with Uttam. But all he'd managed was one
Good job,
extra
sir.
porter.
सर थैंक यू।
वेरी गुड वेरी गुड। कैसे रहा?
अच्छा रहा। गंगोत्री जाना पड़ा।
जहाँ पूरे गंगोत्री जाकर आए?
ये लोग आए थे कल, जो बताया था मैंने आपको।
हाँ जी।
ये रिटर्न हो गए।
हाँ।
और आज केदारताल गए।
हाँ।
केदारताल से फिर वापस आए।
हाँ।
इन्होंने सोचा टीम वापस हो गई, पता
अरे
नहीं और फिर रिटर्न जैसे मैं गंगोत्री के ऊपर पहुंचा वैसे ही लोग मिल गए। फिर
हमने सोचा अब आज कुछ भी हो जाए, बेस कैंप निकलना है। रात चाहे 7 बजे 10 बजे, फिर हम 12 बजे गंगोत्री से मूव हुए। फिर अभी रास्ते में हमें रमेश भाई साहब और भंडारी भाई साहब मिले पुल के सामने। फिर हम वहाँ से एक साथ और अभी सारा रुद्र गैरा करके और अभी यहाँ पे 8:30 बजे करीबन पहुँच चुके हैं।
Okay, this is day 8 and we are at glacier camp in between Auden's base and Patangini Dhar.
मला टीमला सोडून जाताना खूपच वाईट वाटतंय, कारण मलाही समोर एवढा ऑडियन्स स्कूल समोर दिसतोय आणि जाऊ शकत नाही, खूपच खंत आहे। संपूर्ण टीमसाठी मी ऑडियन्स स्कूल क्रॉस करण्यासाठी शुभेच्छा व्यक्त करीत आहे आणि त्यांचा खूप सुखरूपपणे आणि व्यवस्थित ऑडियन्स स्कूल पास करून कटलिंग ग्लेशियर आणि पुढे संपूर्ण ट्रेक हो ही सदिच्छा। बाय, थँक्यू,
टेक केयर,
टेक केयर।
From 19 members at the start, we were now down to 14. 6 climbers, 7 porters, and Ramesh, the guide. At 10:23 a.m., the team left the campsite and started off for Auden's advanced camp. It was a long ridge walk across the moraine and cracked glaciers. But there was always time for some fun.
Rolling!
फुल हैंडल है रे।
I don't know steps, huh?
चलेगा जी, क्या हो सकते?
The walk along the central ridge with Rhydhun glacier on both sides was gradual. 4 hours later, we were once again trying to figure out where to set up the camp. To save a few hours of climb on the col, the camp was set a little further up. The base camp was set up at 4,932 meters and it was uncomfortable to say the least. By now, all the members were well acclimatized. But Aarti looked a little exhausted after the climb. The morale was up and the team wanted to start the ascent to the Auden's col early. This would have helped us avoid the melting snow on a route full of crevices. But due to high morning wind, the chill factor and time taken to wind up the camp, the ascent to col was delayed.
हम लोग अभी उड़ान कॉल की तैयारी में रेडी 6:30 हो गए यहाँ पे 11:30 बजे तक हम कॉल पे पहुँचेंगे उसके बाद डाउन हो जाएंगे वहाँ से
उसके अंदर उसके ऊपर ये जैकेट का
The first rays of sun at 8 a.m. however were a welcome sight. We were going at a good pace, but that was not to last long. Aarti had started to slow down. She was given a helping hand by Ramesh, who walked along with her. The summit to the col was just a couple of hours away. Suddenly, Aarti collapsed and blacked out. An instant decision had to be taken.
She seems to have a combination of high altitude sickness along with extreme exhaustion. So we'll have to deal with both.
We are evacuating her. We'll check that Modin camp. And if at all it is required, we'll lower her down more. Let's see what happens.
The dilemma was whether to stick to our plan or to change it so that the entire team sticks together. It was finally decided that we climb the col but not cross it and come back to Gangotri.
Yesterday we were at Auden's ABC and we were climbing up. I fell ill and then we had to come back down. So we are here today at Auden base and today the team is going back to Auden ABC while I am returning down to the next camp.
Take care, Arti.
Yeah.
मिलते हैं नाला में नीचे मिलेंगे नाला में मिलते हैं
It was a hard decision to take. Months of planning and a dream of crossing 3 treacherous passes was not to be. But then, experience has shown us that it's always like that. Man proposes, mountain disposes. So 5 of us, along with Uttam and Bhandari, set out to attempt Auden's goal the second time. We reached the advanced camp after crossing a huge ice field and some deadly hanging glaciers. A makeshift camp was set up immediately. The team was now substantially smaller. 19 had gone down to 7.
कल 5 बजे निकलेंगे
और
10 बजे के लिए पहुंच जाएंगे ऊपर
और नीचे पूरा कितना जाना है अपने को
नीचे तो 3 कैंप तक जाना है ज़्यादा जाना है कल
But the drama was still not over.
It's about 12:30 in the night. What just happened was that we set up camp on a glacier and Rahul and I were sleeping along with Bhandari and Uttam, and 15 minutes ago the glacier cracked under our bodies. The ice actually cracked under our bellies, and you could feel the separation of the ice happening there. So we are here in this tent. We have to get up at 4 o'clock and start our summit attempt at 5:30. I think it's going to be a long night tonight. Tomorrow is going to be an even longer day, where we have to climb the summit and then go back 3 camps down. It's going to probably take us 6-7 hours after we come down from the summit.
The weather gods were smiling once again. The fresh snowfall had deposited a good amount of snow on the slopes.
Good morning everybody, this is day 11, second attempt for Auden's goal. Though this time we have decided not to cross it. So we'll be just going on top of Auden's goal, doing some puja, clicking a few pics and then coming back down straight to Nala camp.
We're already halfway through Auden's goal. It's about 8 o'clock. We had started at around 6:30 in the morning. In another about an hour and a half, we should be on top of Auden's goal.
But the route was riddled with crevasses, open and hidden.
Good job!
We finally reached the top of Auden's goal after 4 hours of climb.
Lovely leader, come on! Talk me there!
बोल शंकर भगवान की
जय।
Though we couldn't carry out our original plan, we felt like we were on top of the world. Who knows what the future holds? We will uphold the spirit of adventure.